So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I honestly don't really know how to start today's video because this subject is considered to be quite taboo and I feel like the response I'm gonna get is gonna be very mixed. This video was heavily inspired by Ali Abdaal's videos because for the past 2 years he has made what I earned in this year, and I'm guessing he's gonna keep doing this for every single year. So this is very inspired by Ali Abdaal, and he made this analogy that just made a lot of sense to me. It basically said that like Netflix puts out horror movies every year, hundreds of horror movies. I hate horror movies. I will never watch them for fun. I don't understand how people watch them, but I don't complain that Netflix puts it out because I know that other people enjoy that kind of content, but it's just not for me. So I choose not to come there, you know? And so if you feel like this type of video isn't for you and it's gonna trigger you for some reason, that's okay, don't worry. So now that we've all collectively acknowledged that talking about money and income and expenses is quite a taboo subject, you might ask, why are you putting out this video? What is the purpose? What do you gain from it? Like, what's the point? And I have a very simple answer. Basically, whenever I'm doubting any type of video I want to make, I just ask myself one question, and that is, would I watch this video myself? And for me, the answer is obviously yes. Another factor is they're insanely inspirational to me. And third of all, if you're interested in the same kind of industry, I don't know if I could say industry for this. If you're interested in working in the same kind of industry, it can be very educational. For example, my biggest source of income from this year, the only reason I found out about it and realized I could make money on it was because of that Ali Abdaal video. So yeah, those 3 reasons are enough reason for me to make this video. So I live in the UK, I pay taxes in the UK, but for the sake of this video, since not a lot of people really know pounds, I'm gonna say everything in dollars. Basically, 2021 has been the year that I've made the most money so far. It's also been the year that I've spent way too much money. I saved almost nothing. I invested almost nothing. A year of really bad habits. But the important thing is I'm acknowledging it, and towards the end of the year, I realized it. And in the beginning, I had a lot of regret. I had a lot of like feeling like I'm really stupid, like how did I do this? But now I'm coming to realize that it's okay. We make mistakes. So for the whole of 2021, apart from 3 days, I was 19 years old, and I think at 19 years old, when you're not taught to manage money, it's understandable to make these money mistakes. I'm not saying it's okay to keep going on like this, but the fact that it happened is fine. So after I talk about my income for 2021, I'm gonna tell you guys my expenses, like more or less like the categories that everything went into, and it's so bad. It's really bad. So in 2021, I had 3 sources of income, and in 2022, my goal is to expand these sources, like instead of only having 3, have like 5, and just like work on diversifying my income, if that makes sense, because right now it only comes from 3 places. So for example, if one of these were to not work out anymore, my income could almost half. So let's get straight into it. So my first source of income this year was Skillshare. This was also my biggest source of income. This is the income that I was talking about that I found out from Ali Abdaal's video. No joke, if I hadn't watched that, like how much I earned in 2020 video of his, I would have not realized the potential this website has for making money. Obviously, I knew about the website. I was sponsored by Skillshare before this, but I had never thought of teaching my own course. So I made a Notion class, and let me quickly tell you guys the stats on that Notion class. So the Notion class that I made is around 1 hour 20 minutes long. It has 15,000 students, and that class alone has generated $38,600. So the way the income works on Skillshare is you have royalties and you have premium referrals. Premium referrals, I do not understand for the life of me how Skillshare makes money off of that. So basically the way that works is I give you guys a link to join Skillshare, and with that link, if you sign up for a free trial, I will get $10. Even if you do not pay, like if you cancel your free trial before you're charged, I will still get $10. So if you pay nothing, Skillshare will still pay me $10. It makes no sense to me. I don't know how they make enough money for this. Obviously, if they're still doing this to this day, it means they are getting a profit out of it. Like it's really good advertising for them. So obviously it works, but in my head, I'm just like, this is crazy. Royalties, it basically works in like every single month is different, but basically for every minute that a person watches, you get like a certain amount of cents. So maybe like 3 cents for every minute watched. watched. It really depends on how much income they get as a company each month, but basically you get paid per minute of people watching you, and it's very specific. So like if someone is watching you at 2 times speed, you get half the money that you would have gotten if they watched at normal speed. So they literally count the minutes that that person has your video playing. If you have any skill or anything that you think you could share with people, honestly try out Skillshare. You don't even have to be a content creator. Like obviously it's helpful if you are a content creator because you have a bigger outreach to people, but it is not a limitation. So in the theme of today's video, I would like to take this moment to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. So as some of you might know, I'm currently filming a series for my YouTube channel where I'm kind of getting my life together, and as a part of that series, I'm actually creating a website on Squarespace so that you guys can follow along with getting our lives together. And I've been making this website for a little while because I'm very picky, and I really love the amount of freedom and choices that Squarespace gives you to build your website. So in the beginning, when I first started building it, the templates really helped me so much because I did not know how to get started. And then I started adding a lot of different sections, which also Squarespace gives you a lot of different ideas, because in the beginning I also didn't know like what kind of thing would people like to see on this website. So if you're thinking of starting a personal website or making a website for your business, Squarespace is an amazing place to start. So make sure to go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And if you're ready to make your first purchase of a domain or a website, make sure to go to squarespace.com/analinks and use code analinks for 10% off your purchase. So the second source of income I have this year is from YouTube AdSense. This was my smallest source of income. Also, I just want to mention in this video, I'm rounding all the numbers to like the nearest 5. So if it's off by like $2 or $3, it just makes it a lot easier to see. But like the numbers are only off by like $2 to $3. So from YouTube ads this year, I made $11,760. Obviously, this is a lot of money, but for YouTube AdSense, this is very little. If I was trying to live off of YouTube AdSense, I would not survive, because if you divide this by 12, this is not enough to even just pay rent, let alone food, activities, other little things. Like this would not be enough. So YouTube AdSense for me has always been the lowest, and I think the reason for that is I am not the most consistent person out there. I do post, like sometimes I'll literally post like 3 videos in 1 week, but then sometimes I've had moments where I haven't posted in a month. So for me, the views are good enough for each video, but in total I'm not making enough videos. And second of all, my CPM is quite low. So you might have heard other YouTubers talk about this thing called CPM. Basically it stands for cost per mil, so cost for every 1,000 views, because a lot of people tend to think we get money based on our subscribers, but it's fully based on views. Not even just views, there's more into it, but basically CPM is cost per mil. So for example, my average cost per mil for this year was $6.51. So for every 1,000 views, I was supposed to earn $6.51. But there's this thing called RPM, which stands for revenue per mil, and it basically means like that's how much I get per 1,000. But I think CPM is just in general how much money is made from every 1,000 views, and RPM is how much I get for every 1,000 views. So basically that means if my CPM is 6.51 and my RPM is 2.16, that means YouTube gets $4.35 for every 1,000 views I get, and I only get $2.16. Another thing is your CPM really depends on where your viewers are from. So 15.3% of my views in 2021 were from watchers in India, 10% was from the United States, 6.6% was from the UK, and then after that the percentages get very small. So the CPM differs a lot for each country. So basically the reason for this is because advertisers know that people from specific countries tend to spend more on specific products. So for example, people in the US, according to YouTube, spend a lot of money based on what they see in ads. So the CPM for the United States is $9.56, whereas some other countries have a very low CPM. So for example, Turkey has a CPM of 85 cents, India has a CPM of 86 cents, Russia has a CPM of $1.89. So depending on what country is watching you, you're gonna get different amounts of money. So for example, let's create a very hypothetical situation. This would never happen. Say for example, I have a video that has exactly 100,000 views. If 100% of the people that watch that video are from the United States, I would have made $956 from one video. If 100% of the viewers that watch that video are from India, I would have only made $86. This is for a video with the same amount of views, and it's generating a completely different amount of money. So to be very specific, 15.3% of my views last year were from India, and I have made $308.83 from all those views. The US was 10.1% of my views last year, and from the US I made $4,493.05, and the United Kingdom was 6.6% of my viewers, and I made $1,715.21. So as you can see, the amount of views, it's not equivalent to the amount of money you're gonna make, because it really depends on the country that's watching you the most. Another thing that really dictates your CPM is the topic of your video. So as you might have heard as well, finance videos get such a high CPM because if you think about it, most of the companies that are gonna advertise on videos based on finance are gonna be banks or like really big companies that already generate a lot of money. So those companies pay a lot more to advertise. If your channel is quite broad, for example, like weekly vlogs, your CPM will probably not be amazing. So before we move on to the next source of income, I'll just tell you guys what videos of mine had the highest CPM and also what videos made the most money for me. So in 2021, the video that made me the most money was the Ultimate Spanish Learning Guide, and that video alone made me $2,879. I think that is one of my most viewed videos, so that would make sense. So a thing that I'm kind of realizing is interesting to look at right now is looking at what CPM each video has. So as I'm seeing right now, the Ultimate Spanish Learning Guide is quite niche, like it's very specific. So there's going to be a lot of Spanish academies and Spanish courses that are advertising themselves on my video. So that video has a CPM of $6.35. For example, I have a video of student diaries here and the CPM is $2.81, and I think that's because the video topic is quite broad. So basically the reason for this is when the companies are trying to put ads on YouTube of their company, they will put a few keywords of their company. So for example, if it is a language learning app, the tags that they're gonna put are language learning, learn this language with me, like languages. They're gonna put all of those tags. So basically videos that have those tags attached will attract those ads because they will know that the ads are related to the video. Whereas when a video is quite broad, so for example, my student diaries, which is just a weekly vlog, there's no specific tags in there that will attract a company. And the last source of income I have is sponsors. This is sponsors from both YouTube and Instagram, because honestly, I think this year I had like 30% of my sponsors this year was on Instagram, which is very surprising for me because I do not take my Instagram seriously at all. But from sponsors, I made $40,140, but this number gets knocked down because I'm currently working with an agency, and my agency takes, I think it's 35% on deals that they bring to me and 20% on deals that I show them. So for example, if I find a company and I reach out to them and the company agrees to work with me, I will then forward that conversation onto my agency and then they will discuss. So if that happens, they will take 20% of my income, but if they found a sponsorship for me, they will take 35%. And this year, I have not forwarded any sponsorship to them. So any sponsorship that I found by myself, I didn't end up forwarding to them because I had moments where I just really needed money. And my agency is really good. They're very like, don't lower your standards, like ask for what you deserve. But sometimes like when I had to pay rent and I just like didn't budget my money well, I was like, it's okay, I will go a bit lower and work with this company. So yeah, half of my sponsors were through my agency and half of my sponsors I completely organized everything myself. So that takes that number down to $29,950. This is almost 3 times more than ads from YouTube. So honestly, ads on YouTube do not do me justice. I don't think it's just me. I think it's for most people. I think I started reaching out to sponsors with like 4,000 subscribers, and I think my first sponsor was when I had maybe 5k 4k. So honestly, please reach out to brands. I cannot explain to you, most of my sponsorships have been purely because I reached out to the brand. I think for sure 85% was me reaching out to people and then them being like, oh yeah, sure, let's work together, and only 25% was people actually reaching out to me. So if you have never reached out to a brand before, do it. It is worth it. So that brings the total up to $80,300. This I can't like fathom this number number right now because it's in dollars. In pounds, it's like 60,000 pounds. But please wait until you hear how I spent that money last year. Oh my god. The reason I'm putting this in here is I really want this for my future self because I want to start making this video every year now. And obviously the goal is for my income to go up, but my expenses, they need to go down. Due to my calculations, I spent $62,000, but I think that's too little. I think I spent like $70,000 to $75,000. So I don't know where that 10K is, but it's there somewhere. No one stole money from me, so I just probably calculated something wrong, but this should approximately be correct. So the first category we have is groceries, and in 2021 I spent $2,085 on groceries, which means I spent around $174 a month on food. This is honestly quite good. I don't think I bought that many groceries. Like the groceries I would buy would be quite expensive, and I wouldn't buy many because I would eat out a lot. The amount I spent for eating out was $4,595, which means per month I spent approximately $383 on eating out. I'm kind of like iffy about this one because at the same time, like, eating out is experiences and money should be spent on experiences, not things. So technically, eating out is not a waste. If it's like I'm going out to a restaurant with my friends, that is fine because I'm paying for an experience with my friends. But if I'm just like buying takeaway because I'm lazy to cook, that is not what we're trying to do. The next category I have is entertainment, and I spend $3,855, which is approximately $321 per month. I didn't actually do a lot in 2021 because of COVID. Like, it's not like this is me going to the cinema 3 times a month. This is like me buying like Nintendo games and like Sims games, and also going out. Like, if I'm going out to like play golf with friends, I've literally done that twice. I don't know why I use that as an example, but like if I'm going out to play golf, it goes in this category. So the next expense is personal care, and that includes things like makeup, if I'm like getting my nails done, if I'm getting a facial, massage, anything. And I spent $2,435, which is $203 per month. I'm also very curious where that's coming from. Oh, I think it's from my laser appointment. So I got laser hair removal for like so many parts of my body, and laser hair removal is very expensive. So I think I might have paid it in like 1 month, and then they're just splitting it over 12 months. So I'm not actually spending $200 per month. It's more like I probably paid like $1,000 1 month. The next one we have is bills, and for bills I paid $12,985, which is $1,082 per month. This is actually very good. Like bills, I'm including rent, I'm including gym, I'm including mobile payments. This is very good. The next category is family. So on family, I spent $1,905, which is $159 per month. I think this is like gifts and like loaning family money. Also like loaning some friends money, because I bought my family gift, but I did not buy them that many gifts. So I think a lot of this is just loaning them money. The next expense is transport, and I spent $1,705. Oh my god, that's $142. Holiday costs are $3,010, which is $251 per month. This is not that bad, to be honest. I'm not looking to put that down a lot more because this year I'm trying to travel a lot. So I think this year my holiday costs might be the highest. But oh my god, the next category, guys, this is where I went crazy. My shopping category, which includes clothes, home decor, anything from Amazon, basically things that are not really necessary. It's not just clothes. I didn't spend this much on clothes. Clothes is a very big part of it, not because I bought a lot, but because I bought very expensive ones. Also, I bought a lot, but they were all quite expensive. So on shopping, I spent $13,815, which is approximately $1,150 a month. That is around the same that I'm paying for my rent, if not more. I don't know. I have to do the conversions, but that is not normal. I'm not having that this year. I'm not doing that. I have enough clothes. I have enough home decor. I don't need more of anything else. It was very dumb teenager money spending habit type thing. And we're not doing that this year. That's not normal. The next category is accountant. And this year I paid approximately $2,230, which is around $186 per month. So I pay my accountant monthly, and it's actually less than that. But the reason the number is higher is because when I first started working with my accountant, it was like halfway through the year or something, like halfway through the tax year. So I had to pay up for like the months that had already passed. The next category is very vague. I honestly don't know how to explain this one. Like, it's things that don't really fit into other categories. Like, it could be something like, for example, I did the Lingoda Sprint last year, which is like a language learning course thing. And basically, if you go to every single class, you get a full refund, but I missed some classes, so I had to pay for the whole course. And I think I paid like 1,000 or something for it. And like, that doesn't really go in any other categories. Like, in my opinion, it doesn't really go in entertainment because it's not entertainment, it's for learning. I mean, it is entertaining, but it's not very accurate to put it in entertainment. So like, random costs that just kind of didn't fit anywhere else went in general. So I'm sorry that this is so vague, but in general, I spent 6,710. Obviously, that's a very big number for it to be so vague. So I'm gonna try to like cut down things even further. So for example, this year I'm gonna be tracking costs that are going away for hobbies. So because I spend quite a lot on hobbies like language courses, language subscriptions, dance classes, those type of things. So this year I'm making it more specific so that I can control my expenses more. But obviously this is from 2021 and I was not that organized. So, and the last category I have is finances. This is like how much money I spent, like put into investing. So I put in 6,790, which is 566 per month. This is accurate because that's how much I put in, but I didn't invest every month. I invested in January and February. So I think it was literally like I invested like 4,000 in January and like around 3,000 in February. And ever since then, I haven't invested at all because I just feel like I don't know enough. I haven't taken that money out because it's made a profit. It's not made like crazy profit, but it's made a profit. So the money that I've put in, I haven't taken out, but I haven't put in any more money because I feel like I need to know a bit more. And that is all of my expenses. The last thing I'm going to touch on for 2 seconds is taxes. So I live in the UK, and as a self-employed person, it's like the taxes are very confusing. I honestly don't know how they work. That is why I got an accountant. But I think it's like on average between 30 to 40% that's you have to pay taxes. So my accountant, to be like very, very safe, he advises you to save around 40% of what you earned. And most of the time, the taxes will not be 40%. So it, like, for example, it could be that I end up paying around 35% of my income into taxes, but then I have like a bonus left over. So I had to save £15,000 for taxes because last tax year, I made £36,000. So yeah, I had to save around 15k for taxes. I am hoping I don't have to pay all of that 15k for taxes. I'm hoping it's gonna end up less because then I get a bonus, because it's not really a bonus. It's basically just like the money that I saved that I don't have to pay taxes for, like, because I saved more than I had to pay. But yeah, that is as much as I could tell you about my finances. Literally, there's nothing else. Like, you know everything that there is at the moment, because right now it's the 7th of January 2022, so it's only been a week of 2022. So literally I told you everything about my money up until a week ago. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more of these type of similar videos. I mean, this specific video would only happen once a year, but I don't know. If you guys want anything similar, let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This video is probably so long, but I will see you guys next time. Peace out.